K is for Kissing, because there is a whole lot of this in the Twilight series. Bella is the luckiest girl in the world, seriously. She has many kissing opportunities with Edward, just has to be careful of his razor-sharp teeth. She almost kisses Jacob in New Moon, just has to mind his bad temper or he'll go all wolf on her. In an eclipse, she will definitely be kissing both. L is for La Push, baby, La Push. This is the picturesque oceanside home of the Quileute tribe, about 14 miles west of Forks. Jacob lives here with his dad, Billy, and he and his friends often go to First Beach for bonfires and up the cliffs for some diving action. The Forks kids like to come down here for some freezing cold surfing, as Bella, Mike, Jessica, and a few others did in Twilight. It's okay to get a paper cut here, though. The Cullens aren't allowed. N is for Meadow, the magical secret place where Bella and Edward go in a significant location in the Twilight saga. Edward takes Bella into the meadow in Twilight. This is where she first sees his sparkling vampire qualities, as he demonstrates his strength and speed. In New Moon, the opening scene with her grandmother dream takes place in this meadow. After Edward has left, she finds the meadow again and is devastated at its withered state. The Morant appears and tries to kill her. In Eclipse, Bella and Edward return to their special place, which Edward now calls our meadow. Sigh. N is for Newborns, the army of young vampires that Victoria is building in the Seattle area during Eclipse. After the Cullens killed James in Twilight for his attempt on Bella's life, his mate Victoria was out for revenge. Operating alone after Laurent's death by Wolfpack in New Moon, Victoria decides that building an army of newborns would be the most effective way to annihilate the Cullens. Little does she know that the Cullens and the werewolves have forged a formidable and unprecedented alliance. O is for Ome, Oh My Edward, an utterance that many a twihard uses regularly to express unabashed, unadulterated, undying love for their favorite emo vampire, Edward Cullen. Other than Batman, as in holy fill-in-the-blank Batman, no other fictional character has inspired an oft-used exclamation. Another Edward-inspired one is WWED, What Would Edward Do? P is for proposal. When Edward officially proposes to Bella in Eclipse, she wants their relationship to go to the next level while she is still human, but he won't allow it, fearful that he'll lose control and kill her. Seeing how much it means to her old-fashioned Edward finally agrees on the condition that they marry first. He proposes with Elizabeth Mason's ring, his human mother who died of Spanish influenza in 1918. Q is for Quileute Nations, the real Native American tribe that lives in La Push. In the Twilight series, Jacob, his family, and the rest of the wolf pack are Quileutes, whose legends say that their people descended from the wolves. It is the presence of the Cold Ones, vampires, that activate the wolf gene in certain Quileutes, and they attain the ability to shapeshift into giant wolf form. R is for Robert Pattinson, the man who made Edward Cullen come alive on screen. Catherine Hardwicke had a vision and stuck to it, casting Pattinson because he had an otherworldly beauty to him. She was definitely looking beyond the typical high school cute boy type. Pattinson's fame is now at a level where screaming ensues whenever he makes a public appearance. He needs a constant bodyguard, and he's had to become a bit of a recluse. The upside to his elevated status is the opportunity to make more mature films such as Belle Amie and Water for Elephants. S is for six-pack because there is no room in Twilight for vampires or werewolves with a spare tire. In New Moon, we get serious six-pack action, starting with Jacob cleaning at Bella's bloody head with his shirt, moving on to much more shirtless scenes with Jacob and the wolf pack, and culminating in Edward's big reveal of his sparkling six-pack in Italy. T is for tent because Twihards the world over has been anxiously awaiting the famous tent scene from Eclipse. Jacob, Bella, and Edward are forced to share a tent on the cold mountainside. To Edward's horror, 108.9 degree Jacob shares a sleeping bag with Bella as he is the only one who can keep her from freezing to death. This scene also involves Edward and Jacob having their first honest and open conversation, which Bella overhears. Team Jacob loves this scene because finally Bella kisses Jacob and realizes she is in love with him too. Choices, choices. U is for Yuli, as in Sam Yuli. He is the head of the wolf pack in New Moon and Eclipse, having been the first of his generation of Quillies to become a shapeshifter. He's the one who finds Bella in the woods after she gets lost trying to get to Edward when he leaves her. Jacob at first is intimidated by Sam and his strong influence on the other guys from the Res. He thinks Sam has some kind of gang. Not until Jacob becomes a werewolf too does he realize that Sam has been helping the boys. V is for Victoria, the sadistic and vengeful fiery-maned vampire who wants Bella dead, as retribution for Edward and the Cullens having killed her mate James. In New Moon, she came close to Bella many times, most notably in the water after Bella dove off the cliff, but Jacob and the wolf pack were always able to save Bella. In Eclipse, she changes her tactics and instead of going it alone, builds an army of young vampires to attack the Cullens. W is for werewolf, the shape-shifting kind that some of the Quillies have a genetic predisposition towards. Sam, Quill, Paul, Jared, Embry, Seth, and Leah, along with Jacob, are the Quillies with this gene. They are not ordinary wolves. They are enormous, bear-sized creatures with super strength and senses, as well as the ability to communicate with each other telepathically. Phasing on the run can be hard on your clothes budget. The clothes just rip into shreds. X is for Xavier Samuel, the 26-year-old Australian actor who plays Riley, the newborn vampire who serves as Victoria's wingman, as well as the object of her phony affections. Riley is more controlled than the newborns and is able to carry out Victoria's tasks without the constant distraction of wanting to kill humans. He'll be meeting up with Seth and Edward in Eclipse for what promises to be an amazing fight. Y is for Yellow Porsche, the car Alice steals in New Moon in order to get Bella to the clock tower in Volterra and save Edward from getting himself killed by the Volturi. Small, powerful, and speedy, just like Alice. In Eclipse, Edward buys Alice an identical car as a bribe to keep an eye on Bella while he's off hunting. Z is for Zeal, because nothing can match the zeal of Twilight fandom. From camping out at premieres to set stalking, to repeated rereadings and rewatchings of the books and films, to creating fan-made videos and posters, there is no end to the zealousness of Twi fans. So there you go, Twilight A to Z.